I call this the Applejack House because there was a country singer that shot a music video from here. And so we're going to go in and have a look. Hopefully the fire is on.
Oh, real? I wouldn't say that, you know, it's just ready for you to devour, shall we put it that way?
I know I picked up one of the potatoes in the first house and they were plastic.
Well, I think our food's a wee bit more authentic looking than those awfully strange shitty yellow.
Yeah.
Those potatoes in the single room cabinet at the moment. But yeah, this is our Thanksgiving spread, and this wee house is our Thanksgiving base. And Thanksgiving is a holiday which I suppose we would usually associate with you know, going way back to the first settlers, back to the 1620s, and a lot of Thanksgiving imagery that still persists to this day. You see images of these pilgrims sitting down for a feast with the native Indians to give thanks for surviving their first year in America.
Oh wow!
And Thanksgiving was a holiday that wasn't celebrated universally in America. You know, different states would celebrate it. It wouldn't be celebrated every year. The date would change and move around. But that all changed in 1863. So this, of course, was at the height of the American Civil War. And after a long public campaign to institute Thanksgiving as an official holiday, it was President Abraham Lincoln who declared it to be a national holiday. And the date was set for the last Thursday in November.
Right.
Now, today it's not celebrated on the final Thursday in November, it's the fourth Thursday. So for instance, we are currently in a November where there are 5 Thursdays.
Yeah.
And in 1939 it was President Roosevelt who declared that it should be on the 4th Thursday, because that would mean that the retailers, because of course retail and shopping is now so bound up with Thanksgiving.
That's right, yeah.
So it would ensure that the retailers wouldn't be missing out on a week of Christmas trading. So that's why Thanksgiving is always on the 4th Thursday in November. But you know, the sort of foods and the sort of traditions around Thanksgiving are largely unchanged since 1863.
Yeah.
You know, the turkey's always the centerpiece of the meal. You're giving thanks for the bounties of the year. So, you know, certainly in the 19th century, whatever you had successfully harvested would be given pride of place on your table. But, you know, things like the cranberries, the green bean stew, the succotash, pies, of course, are such a huge part of Thanksgiving, be they pumpkin pies, cherry pies, shoe fly pies. So it's a day to pause, to reflect, to give thanks, and to feast. You know, feasting is central to it all. And it's a rather nice holiday in the sense that it is largely a secular holiday. So it's celebrated by all, regardless of creed, colour, nationality.
Nice.
Everybody can celebrate Thanksgiving. It's a very inclusive holiday in that regard, which is rather nice. I came across a book which has been on my bookshelf at home for a long time, Farm Festivals by Will Carleton. Will Carleton was a poet from Michigan, and he is very much a sort of rural poet. He writes poems about rural festivities, and I found that he had a rather lovely poem all about Thanksgiving, which I'll read you just a very small portion of.
Yeah.
I love poetry.
Well, hopefully you'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
In lieu of any sort of Thanksgiving hymn. The President proclaims that thus his duty does direct. The Governor has written us unto the same effect. Now let the housewife's nets be cast, and all the poultry kind begin to realise at last for what they were designed. Now rob your fowl yards of their game, till tables groan anon, that they who eat may do the same a little farther on. Now let your clans of cousins meet, and talk their blessings o'er, and thank the Lord for what they eat, by eating all the more. Now let your industry's reward achieve a fair display, and hearts and stomachs thank the Lord, alternately all day.
Wow.
Which I think sums it up rather nicely.
Yes, lovely.
Hupp, H-U-P-P.
Yeah.
So the couple who lived here were Uriah Hupp. He was of German descent, although I think he was perhaps 3rd generation in America. And his wife was Marinda Cox, and she had come originally from Ulster, or her people had come. So it's a nice example of how people from this part of the world were intermingling and mixing and marrying people from other countries. But maybe the nicest thing about this house is the fact that, if I show you this picture, because this is really quite a remarkable thing. Hopefully you can see that without too much of a reflection. So this is
Yeah.
a photograph, we think taken maybe in the 1890s.
Wow.
And it shows Uriah Hupp and Marinda Cox stood, or in Marinda's case sitting, in front of the veranda, just outside the front door there, but 3,000 miles away on the
Wow.
original site. So
That's amazing, isn't
it
it?
is. It's amazing to think that we're looking at a photograph of this particular house, but where it originally stood and with its original occupants.
Yeah.
And then on this wall, just to your left there, you can see another photograph from around the same time. So you can see Uriah in the middle and Marinda next to him. And these are 12 of their 13 children who were born inside this house.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's a remarkable thing to have.
Oh yeah, I've got the detail there now. Do you know that other photograph, the way it's, do you know the way it's kind of bleached?
Yeah.
You can actually scan it into a computer and you can actually darken it up nowadays, do you know? But I'm sure a copy of it is kept in an archive
Oh,
somewhere.
it is. The original will be. Aye.
Yeah,
I rather like the sort of sepia
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hues of that one.
Yeah.